reported you to the Department of Defense for treason." My father said those words in front of 6 guests, hand raised high, voice booming, face red as fire. I stood in the doorway, navy dress whites, seal trident gleaming on my chest, duffel bag heavy at my feet, boots hitting the hardwood floor, the sound like a gunshot. Chandelier blazing bright, smell of red wine and roasted meat, clatter of dropped silverware. 6 pairs of eyes turning toward me, mouths open, disbelieving. "Robert!" Mrs. Henderson stood up. "She leaked classified intelligence." Dad didn't look at me, looked at the guests. "Endangered American soldiers." I did my duty as an officer and a patriot. My brother, Blake, Major, Army, sat there, said nothing, didn't move. General Harris, 3 stars, set his glass down. "Robert, treason is an extraordinary accusation. For an extraordinary betrayal." Dad turned to me, eyes cold, hard. "You have no right to wear that uniform in my house." I didn't move, didn't blink. "I'm still your daughter." "You're a disgrace." Silence descended. Heavy as lead, cold as ice. But before this moment, before my father, a decorated Army colonel, reported his own daughter for treason, before my brother sat there silent while I was destroyed publicly, there was a story. A story about an 8-year-old girl who found a forbidden box in the basement. Inside, the cell trident of her lost uncle, and a promise she whispered in the darkness. "One day, I'll earn one just like this." To understand why Dad hates me this much, you need to know how much I used to love him. So let me take you back to when everything started breaking apart, to when I was 8 years old and learned that with Dad, some dreams were never allowed to exist. 8 years old. Basement smelled of mildew and old machine oil. Fluorescent light flickering, buzzing soft like bees. I wasn't allowed down here. Dad said this was his space, where he kept things from the army, from the war, from time before I was born. But that day, looking for a ball for Blake, I found a wooden box behind the old furnace. No lock, just thick dust and silence. Inside, a medal. Navy SEL Trident. Cold metal, heavy in my hand. Golden Eagle, Anchor, Trident. Below it, yellowed envelope, photos. Young man, blue Navy uniform, smiling wide and free. Face looked like Dad's, but eyes different, softer, lighter. "Maya." Dad's voice like thunder. I spun around. He stood on the stairs, face white, then flushing red. Came down, fast, heavy. I said, "Don't touch that." Snatched the trident from my hand, fingers hard, cold. Shoved it in the box, slammed the lid. The sound like finality, like closing a grave. That was Uncle Derek's. My voice small, scared. The one who died. In the war. He didn't just die. Dad knelt down, eyes level with mine, hard, furious. He was killed because SEALs are reckless, because Navy doesn't teach discipline, because glory seekers don't think about consequences. But he was a hero. He was a fool. Dad stood. And I won't have you idolizing him. SEALs are cowboys, not soldiers, not like Army. You understand? I nodded, didn't understand, but scared enough to nod anyway. He took the box away. I never saw it again, but the image stayed. Eagle, anchor, trident, burned into memory like a brand. And that night, alone in my room, I whispered into darkness, "One day, I'll earn one just like his, and I'll prove he wasn't a fool." 8 years later, at 16, I learned that proving something to Dad was impossible. Living room. Big oak table. Smell. Coffee and Dad's aftershave. I held envelopes from 2 schools, West Point and Annapolis. Both accepted. Full ride. Top of class. Swim team captain. Perfect SAT. West Point. Dad tapped finger on Army logo. Like me. Like Blake. Reeves family tradition. But Dad, I want Navy. Silence. Dad set his coffee down. Slow. Controlled. Why? Because... Couldn't say Uncle Derek. Couldn't say SEAL. Because I want to serve on the water. I'm a swimmer. It makes sense. Army builds leaders, Maya. Navy builds operators, specialists, people who think rules don't apply. Eyes narrowed. Is this about Derek? No, because Derek made his choice, and it killed him. You want the same? Mom, Grace, stepped in from kitchen. Frank, she's 16. Let her choose. This is her choice. Dad didn't look at Mom, only me. West Point, or you're on your own. Mom's hand on my shoulder, warm, steady, but said nothing more. That night, I applied to Annapolis anyway. Secret. Mom helped, signed forms, mailed package when Dad was at work. Said nothing. Just hugged me tight and whispered, Derek would be proud. When acceptance letter arrived, I waited until dinner. Blake home from West Point, plebe year done, uniform crisp. Dad toasting with whiskey. To tradition, to honor, to Army. I'm going to Annapolis. Fork stopped midair. Blake looked up. Mom closed her eyes. What did you say? I'm going to Naval Academy. I accepted. Dad stood. Chair scraped loud. You applied behind my back. You gave me an ultimatum, so I chose. You chose wrong. Voice rising. You chose Navy over family. Over tradition. Over everything I taught you. You taught me honor, duty, service. That's what I'm choosing. Get out. Dad, I said get out. If you walk through that door to Annapolis, you don't come back. You're on your own. Mom crying now. Quiet. Blake staring at plate. I stood, legs shaking but spine straight. Okay. Walk to door. Hand on knob. Maya. Mom's voice. Broken. I turned. Don't let him break you. And I left. 4 years at Annapolis. Dad didn't come to a single graduation. Didn't call, didn't write. Blake visited sometimes, uncomfortable, torn, saying he'll come around, but never believing it. At 20 years old, I volunteered for something no one thought I'd do. Something I knew would tear open the final wound. Sail training. Hell Week. Hypothermia in Pacific Ocean. No sleep for 132 hours straight. Instructors screaming, Women don't belong here. Quit now. You're wasting our time. 80 candidates started. 12 finished. I was number 4. Graduation day, when they pinned the trident on my uniform, I thought about Uncle Derek. About the box in the basement. About Dad saying fool and reckless. I held the medal, eagle, anchor, trident, and felt its weight. Not just metal. Legacy. Promise kept. I wrote a letter, simple, direct. Dad, I made it. I'm a cell. Like Uncle Derek, like you never wanted, but I did it anyway. I hope someday you'll see. We're not reckless. We're committed. No reply. Didn't expect one. 6 months later, Mom forwarded a newspaper clipping. Local paper. Interview with Dad. Headline. Retired Colonel speaks on modern military. Quote, "My daughter chose a path I don't support. SEALs are glory seekers. Real soldiers serve quietly, with discipline. I wish her well, but I can't endorse what she's become." Public disavowal. In print. For everyone to see. Mom called, voice tired, sad. "I'm sorry, honey. I tried to stop him." "It's okay, Mom." I knew. "No, it's not okay. But I want you to know I'm proud. So proud." "I know, Mom. I know." 4 years later, Mom died. Cancer. Fast. Cruel. I was deployed when the call came. Blake, voice shaking. "You need to come home." It's Mom. Emergency leave, flights. Afghanistan to Germany to DC to Tennessee, 28 hours. Arrived in dress whites. Funeral already happening. Dad saw me at cemetery. Turned away. Blake hugged me, quick, awkward. He's not handling this well. At the grave, after service, I tried. One last time. "Dad, I'm sorry I couldn't be here sooner." "I was. You were where you chose to be." Didn't look at me. Navy over family. Just like always. "That's not fair. I came as soon as—" "Blake, let's go." They left. Together. Me standing alone by Mom's coffin. The last person remaining, Mrs. Henderson, Mom's friend, hugged me. "Your mother loved you so much. Never forget that." Photo time afterward. Family photo. Dad and Blake. Not me. Again. Like always. Mrs. Henderson took photo of me alone. Next to grave. Uniform. Trident. Tears I didn't let fall until later, alone in hotel room. Mom's last words. 2 days before she died, hospital bed. Morphine haze, but eyes clear. "Maya. Baby. Don't let him break you. Derek wouldn't want that. Be the cell he never got to be. Promise me." "I promise, Mom." "And baby? He'll come around, your father. Someday. He's just scared. Scared of losing you like he lost Derek." But Mom was wrong. Dad didn't come around. 4 years later, when I did what was right, when I reported what I saw, when I chose integrity over silence, Dad made sure I paid. Not just with words, not just with rejection, with accusations, with lawyers, with trying to destroy everything I'd built. All because I refused to be quiet. All because I was exactly what he feared. A sail who wouldn't back down. Syria. March. Desert heat and diesel fumes. Temperature 110 degrees. I was 28 years old, Lieutenant Commander, SEAL Team 3. 12 operators. 1 mission. Extract American journalist held by hostile forces in Raqqa province. Intel sketchy. Window tight. 48 hours before prisoner transfer. Helicopter insertion at 2 a.m. No moon. Blackout conditions. NVGS green glow. Rotor wash kicking up sand, stinging exposed skin. Compound raid. Stone building. 3 floors. 40 hostiles estimated. Touchdown. Stack up. Breach. Flashbangs. Thunder. White light. Screaming. Room clearing. Muscle memory. Rifle up. Scan corners. Doorways. Shadows. 10 seconds per room. Fast. Efficient. Mechanical. Second floor. Door barred. Breacher up. C4 charge. 3 seconds. Boom. Door disintegrated. Smoke. Dust. Coughing. Hostage inside. American. Male. 30-something. Zip-tied to chair. Bloodied. Alive. U.S. Navy. We're taking you home. Cut ties. Lift. Firemen carry. Stairs. Gunfire erupting. AK rounds pinging off stone. Return fire. Controlled bursts. Cover. Move. Cover. Move. L. Z. Hot. Helicopter hovering. Rotor wash. Sand everywhere. Load hostage. Load team. 2 more civilians found. Aid workers. French. Unexpected intel. Load them too. Lift off. Rounds hitting hull. Sparks. Metal screaming. Climb. Bank. Gone. 0 friendly casualties. 15 enemy killed in action. 3 rescued. Presidential Unit Citation awarded 3 months later. News coverage broke. Sanitized version. No names, no faces, just female SEAL leads daring rescue operation. Networks ran it. Papers printed it. Commentary shows debated it. Women in combat. Integration. Effectiveness. Dad saw it. Called Blake. Blake texted me later. Dad saw the news. He's furious. Says you're grandstanding. That real operators stay silent. I didn't reply. 4 years no contact. Not about to start now. But Syria was easy. Clear enemy, clear mission, clear right and wrong. Afghanistan was different. Helmand Province, 1 year later. Joint operation, SEAL Team 3 and Army Battalion. Blake's battalion. First time working together since Mom's funeral. We didn't talk. Professional nods, that's it. Mission, capture high-value target, Taliban commander. Intel solid. Compound confirmed. 20 operators total. 8 SEALs, 12 Army. Night raid, successful. HVT captured, alive. Zip-tied, hooded. Transported to FOB for interrogation. Then it started. Colonel Wade, Army. Blake CO. Dad's old friend from Fort Bragg took over. Enhanced interrogation authorized. Time-sensitive intel. Need it now. I was observing. Standard. SEALs stay for debrief. Document for record. They started. Stress positions. Sleep deprivation. Loud music. Metal. Blaring. Hours. Then waterboarding. Prisoners screaming. Choking. Thrashing against restraints. Wade watching. Arms crossed. He'll talk. They always do. He talked. Gave locations. Names. Networks. Then died. Right there. Heart attack. Stress. Trauma.
Body gave out. Wade's face didn't change.
Documented as combat injuries. Died during capture. I stood. Sir, that's not what happened. That's what happened, Commander. You have a problem with that? I have a problem with lying in official reports. Then you have a problem with operational security, with protecting methods, with doing what's necessary. I left. Walked straight to cell commanding officer. Reported everything. Chain of command, by the book. Investigation opened. Navy Judge Advocate General. Depositions, statements, evidence reviewed. Army closed ranks. Wade's report stood. Combat death. My report flagged as inconsistent with established facts. Pressure came. Phone calls, meetings. Commander Reeves, maybe you misremembered. Stress of operation. Heat of moment. Easy to confuse details. I didn't misremember. I saw what I saw. Think about your career, your team, inter-service relationships. I'm thinking about the law and the truth. 3 weeks later, my report leaked. Not by me, someone in admin. Someone who wanted war crimes exposed or inter-service conflict ignited, or both. Headlines: Navy SEAL accuses Army officers of torture and cover-up. Shitstorm erupted. Army brass furious. Navy brass defensive. Congress asking questions. Media circus. Blake called. First time in 2 years. Maya, what the hell did you do? I reported what happened. You started a war. Between branches. Between services. Do you understand what you've done? I told the truth. Your truth is burning bridges. Dad's friends, Wade, General Hutchins, Colonel Morris, they're all calling you a liar, a traitor. I'm not a traitor. Dad filed a complaint with DOD, with Inspector General, formal accusation. Silence. Long. Heavy. What kind of accusation? Treason. Leaking classified operational details. Endangering soldiers. Undermining missions. He cited UCMJ Article 104. He's asking for court-martial. Phone slipped. Almost. Caught it. He what? I'm sorry. I tried to talk him out of it. He won't listen. He thinks you leaked to press, that you're trying to destroy Army reputation for Navy glory. I didn't leak anything. I know, but he doesn't believe that. And his statement's official. It's filed. You're under investigation. 2 days later, JAG called. Lieutenant Commander Sarah Voss. Voice professional. Cold. Commander Reeves, you're being investigated under UCMJ Article 92, failure to obey order, and Article 134, conduct prejudicial to good order. Allegations of unauthorized disclosure of classified information. I disclosed through proper channels, chain of command. The leak to press is the issue. Someone accessed your report. Someone shared it. That wasn't me. Prove it. Meanwhile, your security clearance is suspended. You're removed from active duty pending investigation. Report to JAG office Monday at 8 a.m. for deposition. Click. I sat. Office empty. Late. Lights fluorescent. Hum constant. Stared at wall. Awards. Photos. Trident. Phone buzzed. Text from Master Chief Hernandez, my platoon chief. 15 years SEAL. Seen everything. Heard the news. Bullshit charges. Team's got your back. Always. Another text. Lieutenant Kim. You did right, ma'am. We all know it. Another. Whole team. Checking in. Solidarity. But it didn't stop the investigation. 6 months. Pentagon. Depositions. Lawyers. Questions. Same questions. Different people. Did you leak your report? No. Did you discuss operational details with unauthorized personnel? No. Did you intend to harm Army reputation? I intended to report war crimes. That's inflammatory language, Commander. That's accurate language. Dad testified. Closed hearing. I wasn't allowed in. But Blake told me after, face pale, hands shaking. He said you've always resented Army, that you chose Navy out of spite, that this is revenge for family disagreements. He said you're not trustworthy, that you leaked to boost your career. He said that, under oath. Yeah, my own father. Blake looked away. I didn't testify. They asked. I refused. Said conflict of interest. But Maya, Dad's convincing. He's got generals backing him, character witnesses, 30 years of service. And I'm what? You're a whistleblower, and the military doesn't love whistleblowers. But then, 4 months in, breakthrough. Body camera footage surfaced. Mine. Forgot I wore it. Standard procedure. Stored on secure server. Someone, JAG investigator, sympathetic, thorough, found it. Video showed everything. Waterboarding, screaming, Wade's orders, prisoner dying, Wade's falsified report dictation. Irrefutable. Army officers charged. Wade, 2 lieutenants, 1 sergeant. Court-martial proceedings began. My charges dropped. Fully. Completely. JAG called. Lieutenant Commander Voss again. Voice different. Warmer. Commander Reeves. All charges dismissed. Full reinstatement. Security clearance restored. End. Congratulations. For what? Promotion. Captain. 06. Effective immediately. And you've been selected for 07 board. Admiral track. Youngest female nominee in Naval Special Warfare history. Hung up. Saturday. Breathed. Vindication tasted like nothing. Empty. Hollow. 6 months stolen. Reputation questioned. Career nearly destroyed. And Dad. Dad testified against me. Called me traitor. Under oath. On record. News broke. Military publications covered it. Navy SEAL cleared after Army torture allegations proven true. Dad learned from newspaper. Called Blake. Blake told me. He said, "This is a disgrace. Navy promoting a whistleblower to make a political point." He said that. Yeah. And Maya? He's not apologizing. He thinks he was right to file. That even if you were cleared, you still broke loyalty. Still chose outsiders over family. I chose law over crime. He doesn't see it that way. 2 years passed. Promotions, assignments, missions. Life continued. Dad hosted retirement dinner, big event. Army generals, politicians, celebration of his service, his legacy, his loyalty. He didn't invite me, didn't call, didn't acknowledge I existed. But I heard about it. Mrs. Henderson, still in touch, still kind, mentioned it. Your father's having a big dinner next month, retiring officially. I'm sure he'd want you there. He didn't invite me. Oh, well, maybe he assumed. He didn't assume. He chose. But I decided, right then, staring at uniform in closet, trident gleaming. I'm going. Not to apologize, not to beg, not to reconcile. To show him, one last time, what he threw away. Who I became. Despite him. Because of him. Without him. I'm going to walk through that door and make him see exactly what he lost. I parked across the street, engine off, sat there, house blazing with light, laughter drifting through windows, shadows dancing, people moving, gesturing, toasting, celebrating him, his career, his legacy, his version of loyalty. Hands on steering wheel, steady, not shaking, but chest tight, breath shallow. 10 years. 10 years waiting for this moment. Didn't know what it would be like, just knew it needed to happen. Checked phone. Text from Master Chief. We're 5 minutes out. You good? Reply. I'm good. Not good, but ready. One more time. Mom's voice. Hospital bed, morphine haze, hands weak. Don't let him break you. I wasn't broken. Tested, scarred, but not broken. Deep breath. In, out. This is it. No turning back. Whatever happens inside changes everything. Or nothing. Either way, I'm done waiting. Push door open. I reported you to the Department of Defense for treason. Dad said those words. Again. Louder. For the guests, for the record, for history. I stood in the doorway. Navy dress whites, sealed trident catching chandelier light. Duffel bag heavy at my feet. Boots hitting the floor, sharp, deliberate, final. General Harris, 3-star, bald, weathered face, set his wine glass down. Slow. Careful. Robert, treason is an extraordinary accusation. For an extraordinary betrayal. Dad didn't look at me. Eyes on guests. Playing to crowd. She leaked classified intelligence, endangered American soldiers, destroyed inter-service trust. Mrs. Henderson stood. Robert, surely. I did my duty. Dad cut her off. As an officer. As a patriot. As a father who tried to raise her right. Blake, my brother, Major, Army uniform crisp, sat frozen. Mouth slightly open. Said nothing. I stepped inside, closed door behind me. Soft click echoing loud in silence. Was I convicted, Dad? Dad finally looked at me. Eyes hard, cold. The Navy protects its own. They covered for you. Politics, optics. First female SEAL couldn't let you fall. Actually, I pulled tablet from bag. I was cleared. By evidence. Set tablet on table. Video played. Body cam footage. Sanitized, declassified version. Waterboarding clear. Screaming. Prisoner dying. Colonel Wade's voice. Documented as combat injuries. Guests leaned forward. Watching. Faces changing. Shock, horror, understanding. This is what I reported. This is why you called me a traitor. General Harris stared. Didn't blink. Jesus Christ, Robert. Dad's face reddened. That video is out of context. You don't understand operational realities. I understand torture. My voice didn't rise. Didn't need to. And I understand you testified against me. Under oath. Told them I was untrustworthy. That I leaked for career advancement. Mrs. Parker, elderly, kind, mom's friend, gasped. Robert, you didn't. I told the truth. Dad stood, chair scraping loud. She's always resented Army. Chose Navy out of spite. This was revenge. Revenge for what? First time I raised my voice, just slightly. For you not coming to my Annapolis graduation? For skipping my SEAL qualification? For excluding me from Mom's funeral photo? Silence. Heavy. Thick. Blake shifted, uncomfortable. Maya, maybe this isn't… No. I looked at him. You've been quiet 10 years. Stay quiet now. Turned back to Dad. You filed formal charges. Article 104, treason. You asked for court-martial. For prison. For dishonorable discharge. Because you broke the law. I reported war crimes through proper channels. The leak came from admin. Investigation proved that. Body cam proved everything. Pulled folder from bag. Legal documents. Clearance. Here. JAG findings. Full exoneration. Security clearance restored. And pulled second paper. Promotion orders. Captain. 06. Selected for Admiral track. Laid them on table, next to tablet. Next to half-eaten dinner. Dad stared. Hands shaking slightly. This is… You manipulated. I did my job. Just like Uncle Derek did his. Don't you dare! Dad's voice cracked. Loud. Desperate. Derek was a fool. SEALs are reckless. Glory seekers. He died because… He died saving 11 men. New voice. From doorway. Everyone turned. 6 men standing there. Navy dress uniforms. SEAL tridents gleaming. Leading them, Master Chief Hernandez. Square jaw. Steady eyes. 45 years old. 20 years SEAL. He stepped inside. Others followed. Silent. Disciplined. Intimidating without trying. Master Chief stopped. Saluted me. Sharp. Precise. Admiral. We're here. Complete silence. No one breathed. Mrs. Henderson whispered, Did he say Admiral? I returned salute. Master Chief, you didn't have to come. Yes, ma'am. We did. He looked at Dad. Colonel Reeves? Sir. Permission to speak. Dad's mouth opened, closed. No words. General Harris spoke instead. Maya, you made Admiral? Last week, Rear Admiral lower half, 07 Senate confirmed. I didn't smile, didn't celebrate, just facts. Youngest female flag officer in Naval Special Warfare history. Blake stood, slow, face pale. You didn't tell me. You didn't ask. Master Chief cleared throat, respectful but firm. Colonel Reeves, we heard what you said. About SELs, about recklessness, about Lieutenant Derek Reeves. Pulled folder from jacket, opened it. Photos inside, old, faded military portraits. Your brother. SEAL Team 5, KIA, November 2001, Kandahar Province. His team was extracting under fire. RPG hit their vehicle. Derek stayed behind, laid suppressive fire. 11 men escaped. He didn't. Handed photos to Dad. These are those 11 men, all alive because of Derek. 5 made Master Chief, 2 became officers. One's now a SEL instructor training the next generation. Dad took photos, hands trembling, staring. Another SEL stepped forward, Lieutenant Kim, young, Korean, scar across left cheek. Admiral Reeves saved my life. Syria, 2019. Shrapnel through my shoulder. Couldn't move. She carried me 400 meters under fire. Didn't leave me. Didn't leave anyone. Another SEAL. Petty Officer First Class Rodriguez. Stocky. Quiet. Afghanistan. She could have stayed silent. Could have let it slide. But she reported. Because honor isn't convenient. It's costly. And she paid. Master Chief again. Voice steady. Firm. No anger, just truth. You called her reckless. Called SEALs glory seekers. Said we don't have discipline. Stepped closer to Dad. Not threatening, just present. But every person in this room would die for her. Not because she's an admiral. Not because she's Derek's niece. Because she's a CEAL. And CALs don't abandon. SEALs don't lie. SEALs don't leave people behind. Paused. Let that sink in. Including you, sir. She could have pressed charges. Filing false accusations against an officer? Article 107, dishonorable discharge, prison time. But she didn't. Looked at me, then back to Dad. She didn't because she's still your daughter, even when you're not her father. SEALs saluted me, one by one, turned, left, silent as they came. Door closed, guests standing now. Uncomfortable, shocked, leaving. General Harris stopped at door, looked at Dad. Robert, we've been friends 30 years, but this? Shook head. You owe her an apology. A real one. Left. Mrs. Henderson hugged me, quick, tight. Your mother would be so proud. Whispered, call me. Anytime. Others filed out, mumbling, avoiding eye contact with Dad. Room emptied. Only 3 remained. Me, Dad, Blake. Blake broke silence first, voice quiet, strained. Dad, I need to say something. Dad didn't look at him, staring at photos, at documents, at evidence of his mistakes. I've been quiet 10 years, watching you destroy her, watching you push her away, watching you testify against her. Blake's voice cracked. I stayed quiet because I'm Army, because I'm your son, because I thought you'd come around. Paused, swallowed. But you didn't. You doubled down. You tried to ruin her. And I let you. I let you because I was scared. Scared you'd disown me too. Looked at me, eyes wet. I'm sorry, Maya. I should have stood up years ago. I should have been your brother. I wasn't. And I'm sorry. Turned. Walked out. Door closed. Just me and Dad. Long silence. Clock ticking. Candles burning low. Food cold. Dad sat, heavily, like legs wouldn't hold anymore, staring at Derek's photos. He was my baby brother. Voice hoarse, quiet, 2 years younger. I was supposed to protect him. I didn't respond, just waited. When he died, when they brought him home in that flag, I blamed everyone. Sal's, Navy, the war, everyone but the enemy. Looked up, eyes red, not from tears, from shame. And when you wanted to follow him, I couldn't lose you too, so I pushed. I thought if you hated me, you'd quit. You'd choose safer. I don't quit. You taught me that. I know. Barely whisper. And that's what scared me. You're just like him. Brave. Stubborn. Won't back down. Not reckless. Committed. I called you a traitor. I tried to destroy you. I know. Why didn't you fight back? Press charges? Ruin me? I picked up tablet, documents, put them in bag, zipped it closed. Because you're still my father. Even when you're wrong, even when it hurts, I don't abandon family. Slung bag over shoulder, walked to door, stopped, turned. I learned that from Mom, not from you. His face crumpled. Finally, tears. Where will you go? Anywhere that isn't here. Maya, no. Firm. Final. You spent 10 years erasing me. Publicly, legally, emotionally. You got what you wanted. A family of army. A legacy of loyalty. No reckless cells to embarrass you. Hand on doorknob. I didn't come back to beg. I came back so you could see, one last time, what you threw away. Open door. Stepped through. Enjoy your retirement, Dad. Enjoy your legacy. Just you and Blake. Exactly what you chose. I'm proud. His voice broke. Desperate. I should have said it 10 years ago, but I'm saying it now. I'm proud. I stopped. Didn't turn. Noted. Closed door. Soft click. Walked to car. Got in. Started engine. Didn't look back. Because I learned something tonight. Something the Sals taught me. Something Uncle Derek knew. You don't fight battles you've already won. And this one? This one was over the moment I walked through that door. Not because he apologized. Not because he changed. But because I finally stopped needing him to. Drove without direction. Through downtown, past highway, past roads I used to walk to school in middle school. No radio, just engine humming and tires rolling on wet asphalt. Rain starting to fall, light, steady. Wipers scanning back and forth, hypnotic, calming. Pulled over at rest stop 20 miles outside town. Parked under solitary streetlight. Engine off. Silence settled. The kind of silence of Tennessee night, thick with humidity, heavy with cricket sounds and distant thunder. Smell of rain on hot pavement. Petrichor. Mom used to call it that. Smell of earth breathing, she'd said. Sat there, hands on steering wheel. Not shaking, not trembling. Just empty. Not sad, not angry, just drained. Like mission complete. Adrenaline gone. Only exhaustion remaining. Phone rang. Screen lit up. Blake. Stared at it. Let it ring. Once. Twice. 3 times. 4. Answered. Maya. His voice rough, like he'd been crying, or trying not to. Where are you? Somewhere. Are you okay? Was I? Didn't know. I'm fine. Silence. Breathing. Then, I'm sorry. For everything. For not standing up sooner. For letting him... Blake, stop. No, I need to say this. You were right. About all of it. I was a coward. I let Dad destroy you because I was scared he'd do the same to me. Tasted blood. Bit lip without realizing. You weren't a coward. You were surviving. That's not an excuse. Maybe not, but it's human. More silence. Rain harder now, drumming on roof. White noise. He's a mess, Maya. After you left, After everyone left, he just sat there, staring at those photos of Derek, of you. I think he finally understands. Good. Will you ever talk to him again? Long pause. Watched rain slide down windshield, trails merging, separating, disappearing. I don't know. Not now. Maybe not ever. That's his consequence. And me? Will you talk to me? Thought about it. Blake, older brother, role model once, silent bystander for years. But tonight he spoke, finally. Yeah, we can talk. Exhale. Relief. Thank you. But Blake, don't ask me to forgive him. That's not your job. It's his. And I'm not ready. I understand. Good night, Blake. Good night, Maya. And I really am proud of you. I should have said it years ago. Hung up. Saturday. Breathed. Text from Master Chief. You good, ma'am? Need anything? Reply. I'm good. Thank you for tonight. Anytime. Your family. SEALs don't leave family. Smiled. Small. Tired. First smile all night. Started car. Drove. Not home. No home here anymore. Drove to hotel. Cheap, clean, quiet. Room small, bed firm, a sea humming. Shower hot, scalding, washing away sweat and tension and weight. Stood under spray until water ran cold, then longer, until skin numb, until mind empty. Toweled off, sat on bed edge, uniform draped over chair, trident catching lamplight, documents scattered on desk, evidence of vindication, of truth, of 10 years fighting. Phone buzzed. Email. Subject. Article draft. Review requested. From reporter, Sarah Mitchell, military correspondent. Reached out 3 days ago. I'd like to tell your story, the real one. Opened attachment. Read, Rear Admiral Maya Reeves, the SEAL who chose honor over family. Article detailed, thorough. Interviews with Master Chief, Lieutenant Kim, General Harris. Quotes from JAG findings. Timeline of investigation. Dad's accusations. My vindication. Tonight's confrontation. Guests confirming. Witnesses corroborating. End paragraph. When asked what she wants people to know, Admiral Reeves said simply, integrity isn't convenient. It's costly, but it's the only thing you take with you when everything else is gone. Didn't remember saying that, but it sounded true. Sounded like something I'd say. Reply. Approved. Publish when ready. Send. Lay back. Stared at ceiling. Cracks, spider webbing across plaster. Water stains. Imperfect. Lived in. Real. Sleep didn't come. Not for hours. Just lay there, thinking, remembering. Uncle Derek's trident. Dad's face when I found it. He was a fool. Mom's funeral, standing alone. Photo without me. Cell training. Hell Week. Instructors screaming, you don't belong. Syria. Johnson screaming. Fire. Smoke. Running back. Afghanistan. Waterboarding. Prisoner dying. Wade's cold eyes. Investigation. 6 months. Depositions. Dad testifying against me. Tonight. Walking through that door. Sal's arriving. Admiral. We're here. Dad's face. Crumbling. Finally seeing. Circle complete. Journey done. Eyes closed. Finally. Sleep. Morning. Sunlight harsh through thin curtains. Phone buzzing. Multiple notifications. Article published. Viral. Shares, comments, messages flooding. From veterans. Thank you for your service, for your courage. From women. You inspired my daughter to enlist. From families. I went through something similar. Thank you for speaking up. One email stood out. From address unknown. Subject. Derek would be proud. Opened it. Admiral Reeves. My name is James Chen, Master Chief, retired. I served with your uncle, Derek Reeves, SEAL Team 5. I was one of the 11 he saved. I've followed your career. When I heard what your father did, the accusations, the investigation, I wanted to reach out, but I didn't know if it was my place. After last night, after reading the article, I know it is. Derek talked about you, before that last mission. Showed us your photo, 8 years old, missing front tooth, holding his trident. He said, my niece. She's gonna be something special. Maybe even a SEAL. We laughed. Not because you were a girl, because you were 8. But he believed it, and he was right. Your father blamed us for Derek's death, for years. Wouldn't talk to us, wouldn't let us honor him properly. We understood, grief does that. But Derek didn't die because SEALs are reckless. He died because he loved his team, because he wouldn't leave us. That's not reckless. That's love. You did the same in Syria, in Afghanistan, in every mission. You're just like him. Your father sees it now. Or he will. Give him time. Not for his sake, for yours. Because carrying hate is heavier than carrying loss. I know. I've carried both. Respectfully, James Chen, MCPO, retired. Read it twice. 3 times. Tears, first one since Mom's funeral, slid down. Quiet. Slow. Not sad tears. Release tears. Reply simple. Thank you, Master Chief. For saving my uncle's memory. And for saving mine. Send. 2 weeks later. JAG called. Admiral Reeves, we have a situation. What kind? Your father. He's requesting to meet, formally, through official channels. Says he wants to apologize, on record. Why official channels? Because he wants it documented. Wants his statement correcting his previous testimony. Wants it in your file, permanent. Pause. What does he want from me? Just to listen. That's all he's asking. And if I say no? Then he'll submit the statement anyway. But he'd prefer you hear it from him. Long silence. Rain outside again. Tennessee spring, always raining. When? Your choice, your timeline. 1 month, not before. And not at his house. Neutral ground. Understood. I'll arrange it. Hung up. 1 month, 30 days. Time to breathe. Time to decide if forgiveness was even possible. Maybe it was. Maybe it wasn't. But at least now, finally, I had the choice. 4 weeks later. Coffee shop. Small, quiet, corner booth. I arrived early, ordered black coffee. Saturday. Waited. Dad arrived exactly on time. Looked older, thinner, gray hair whiter, eyes tired. Carrying envelope, sat across. Didn't speak immediately, just looked. Like seeing me for the first time. Really seeing. Thank you for coming. Nodded. Didn't speak. He slid envelope across table. This is my official statement. Correcting my testimony. Affirming your integrity. Stating I was wrong. Paused. Jag has it. Your CO has it. It's in your file. Permanent. Opened it. Read legal language, but clear. Unambiguous. Apology. Retraction. Praise. I can't undo what I did. Can't give you back those 6 months. Can't erase the pain. Voice shaking. But I can tell the truth. Finally. Looked up. His eyes wet. Not crying, but close. Why now? Because I saw you. Really saw you. In that room. With your team. With your evidence. With your grace. Swallowed. You're exactly what Derek was. What I couldn't see because I was too scared, too angry, too proud. And now you're not? Now I'm ashamed. And that's worse. But it's what I deserve. Silence. Coffee cooling, untouched. I don't expect forgiveness, Maya. I don't deserve it. But I wanted you to know I'm proud. I'm sorry. And I understand if you never want to see me again. Finished coffee. Cold. Bitter. Stood. He stood too, waiting. I'm not ready to forgive you. Maybe I never will be. But, paused, chose words carefully. I'm glad you told the truth. That matters. Can I call? Sometimes. Once a month. Email. I'll respond if I can. No promises. That's more than I deserve. Yes, it is. Turned to leave. Stopped. Looked back. Dad. Derek wasn't a fool. And neither was I. Remember that. Walked out. Didn't look back. Because some bridges burn. Some rebuild. Some just exist. Fragile. Uncertain. But standing. And maybe that's enough. For now. 1 year after coffee shop meeting, package arrived. No return address, just postmark, Tennessee. Opened it. Inside, Uncle Derek's sail trident. The one from basement. The one Dad snatched from my hand when I was 8. The one I never thought I'd see again. Note below, Dad's handwriting. Maya, Derek gave me this before his last deployment. Said to keep it safe until I found someone worthy. I thought that would be a son. I was wrong. It should have been you. From the beginning. I'm sorry I couldn't see what your mother saw. What Derek would have seen. You're not just a sail. You're the sail he dreamed of being. Dad held the trident. Heavy, cold metal. Fingers tracing eagle, anchor, trident, same way I traced it 22 years ago. But now I understood weight, not just metal. Legacy. Promise kept. Office now overlooks Coronado Bay. Early morning, sun not fully risen. Water dark blue turning gold. Seals training on beach, running, diving, never stopping, like I used to do. Like Derek used to do, like thousands before us. 2 tridents on desk now, Derek's and mine, side by side. 2 generations, same dream. Different paths, same destination. Young woman knocked, 22, nervous. Cell candidate, failed Hell Week first time, quit day 4. Came back, trying again. Ma'am, you wanted to see me? Sit, Lieutenant. She sat, ramrod straight, eyes forward. Scared I'd tell her she doesn't belong. I showed her Derek's trident. My uncle earned this in 1998, died in Afghanistan 2001. Saved 11 men. My father called him a fool for 20 years. Her eyes widened, listening. This one touched mine. I earned in 2014, first female SEAL class. 80 started, 12 finished. My father called me reckless, said I was seeking glory, reported me for treason when I did what was right. Paused. Let that sink in. You know what I learned? The people who matter don't need convincing. They see you. They show up. They stand with you when everyone else walks away. Handed her photo. Cell. Team from Syria. 12 faces. All smiling. All alive. These people would die for me. Not because I'm an admiral. Not because I'm Derek's niece. Because I proved myself. In fire. Under pressure. When it mattered. She stared at photo. Did your father ever come around? Eventually. Took 12 years. But yes. And you know what? By the time he did, I didn't need it anymore. I'd already proven what I needed to prove. To myself. Handed back photo. You failed Hell Week. You came back. That tells me everything. Most people quit and stay quit. You quit and returned. That's not weakness. That's courage. Her eyes wet. Didn't cry, but close. Second time's different. You know pain now. You know doubt. You know what quitting feels like. And you chose to try again anyway. That's what cells are. Not people who don't feel fear. People who feel it and act anyway. She nodded, swallowed. Thank you, ma'am. Well, don't thank me. Earn it. Get through Hell Week. Pin that trident. Then come back here. Tell me I was right about you. She stood, saluted, left. I watched from window. She ran toward beach, toward training, toward pain, toward becoming. And I thought about paths, about choices, about legacies we inherit and legacies we build. Mom wanted to be Army nurse. Her father said no. She spent life wondering what if. Gave me permission she never had, permission to choose myself, to chase dreams men said were impossible. Derek wanted to be SEAL. Did it. Died doing it. Left trident behind. Left question. Was it worth it? Dad wanted Army legacy, wanted obedient children, wanted safe, predictable, honorable. Got me instead. Took 12 years to accept that honor looks different than he imagined. And me? I wanted to prove I wasn't a fool, wasn't reckless, wasn't mistake, learned something better. Don't need to prove anything to anyone, except myself. Every morning, unlock office, sit at desk, 2 tridents gleaming. Every morning, sales train outside. Every morning, young women and men walk through door carrying weight, doubt, fear, family rejection, world saying, you don't belong. And every morning I tell them same thing. Belong anyway. Not because they let you, because you claimed it, because you earned it, because you refused to shrink when they demanded it. Some legacies inherited, some earned. Best ones, both. Derek gave me dream. Mom gave me courage. Dad gave me something to prove. And I proved it. Not for medals, not for rank, not for family who couldn't see. For 8-year-old girl holding forbidden trident. For 16-year-old choosing Annapolis over approval. For 20-year-old surviving Hell Week. For 28-year-old reporting torture. For 30-year-old standing in that doorway. For her, for me. For every version of myself that refused to quit. Legacy isn't what they give you. It's what you build when they give you nothing. And mine? Still building. Every day. Every cell trained. Every woman who walks through that door and hears, "You belong here." You always did. Now prove it to yourself. That's inheritance no one can take. Legacy no will can amend. Truth no accusation can destroy. I see you, 8-year-old Maya, holding that trident, dreaming impossible. We did it. Together. All of us. And we were always, always enough. Maybe you know what this feels like. Being told you're not enough. Being rejected for choosing yourself. Standing at a door, knowing they'll turn you away. And walking through anyway. If that's you, know this. You don't need their approval to have worth. You don't need their love to be whole. The right people will see you. They'll show up. They'll stand with you. And if they don't, you build a new family from loyalty, not blood. You were always enough. You just needed to see it. If this story resonated, hit like. Share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe for more stories of people who chose themselves and won. Your trident is waiting.